The chamber meets you in a hush so complete it feels like clear water. You stand, or simply rest, within a perfect circle of transparent stone. There are no walls, only the feeling of a place that understands how to hold you without enclosing you. Above, the ceiling is an open well into night. Deep indigo gathers like velvet. Silver dust seems to drift in slow motion. A faint aurora shimmers at the edge of vision, as if the sky is remembering its own breath. Under you, the stone is cool, accepting. The body knows what to do when it is understood. Shoulders loosen, the jaw softens, the tongue rests heavy and quiet. You may notice the weight of your back, or your legs, or your hands, being carried without effort. The air here is gently cool, a clean thread that moves through the nose and widens the chest. Somewhere beneath sound, a low cosmic hum holds one long note, steady as the background of a dream. Invite one slow breath in, light rises, out, the floor receives you. Stars hang above as if the night has paused for you. They do not hurry. They pulse with a softness that feels familiar, like a quiet heartbeat felt through the palm against the wrist. The light is not just seen, it is felt. It moves across your face in a faint warmth, across your ribs as a slow tide, across the edges of thought where it leaves a silver trace that fades as soon as you try to name it. There is no need to name it. You may notice how the chamber offers orientation without instruction. The circular rim anchors the horizon, but nothing limits the sky. Even the thin seam of corridor light far behind you is gentle, almost an afterthought, as though the story of doors brought you here and then stepped aside. Above, constellations seem to think. Their points join and unjoin like patient hands. For a moment you recognize a pattern, a curve that once framed a smile, a set of stars that recall the angle of a window where you waited, a tiny cluster like the grain of a wooden table where someone traced circles while speaking softly. These are not strict memories, they are impressions illuminated from a distance, free to arrive and to go. Take another soft breath, allowing the inhale to meet the chest like dawn meets a hill. Let the exhale descend a little longer, as if following a long feather falling. The hum deepens, not louder, just nearer. It seems to resonate inside your chest, tone through tone, a vibration that meets the pace of the heart and suggests a slower rhythm. A single star, brighter, not harsh, begins to pulse with the cadence of that suggestion. You may notice how every gentle glow is a count, not of numbers but of rests. With each pulse, the mind is given permission to set something down, a word, a picture, a small knot of effort. Silver dust drifts like thought after it has done enough. If your eyes are closed, the indigo arrives behind them, roomy and kind. If your eyes are open, the sky waits without asking. Either way, a faint aurora draws a veil from one horizon to the other. It is not a spectacle, it is the sky's quiet hand smoothing the surface of your attention. The transparent stone under you keeps its coolness, a mild reminder that you are supported. Muscles along the neck forget the shape of the day. The brow grows broader inside. No one needs anything here. Welcome one gentle breath, in through the nose like cool starlight, out through the mouth like a window opening tonight. Time loosens its straps. The constellations rearrange at a pace that makes clocks seem silly. You may feel watched, but only the way a shoreline is watched by the sea, held in a gaze so patient it becomes acceptance. The universe is not inspecting you, it is noticing you the way light notices a surface, meeting it and becoming part of it for a while. You are not an object under a sky, you are a surface where sky is happening. Thoughts ripple and pass. A plan remembers itself, then dissolves. A question lifts and drifts like a satellite moving into shadow. Sentences arrive with fewer edges. The breath takes the job of thinking and does it better. The body yields tiny territories, the hinge of the jaw, the angle of the shoulder, the hollow behind the knees. Each release opens a little more room for quiet. Let a slow breath arrive, then wander out. You might linger softly at the top and bottom, just a beat, just enough to feel the curve. Around the rim of the chamber, the white of starlight begins to gather. Not bright, not insistently new, more like milk poured into tea, changing the color from the inside. The hum widens until it is almost the same as silence. Somewhere high above, a glass-like tone rings once, the way a finger sings around the lip of a bowl, and then fades to a memory of sound. The brighter star does not need to lead anymore, its pulse settles into the general glow. You may notice, now, that the distinction between looking and being looked at is thinned. Breathing and starlight are not two. Inside the chest, there is space that was always there, making room for whatever comes, then making room again. The chamber holds, not as a container, but as a permission. Another easy breath, in like a tide, out like a hush. Eyelids may feel heavier, or simply steadier. The jaw rests as if it has learned the word enough. The floor knows your weight precisely and likes it. The sky knows your name without letters. You are welcome to drift now, not away from yourself but toward a wider version of it. No effort is needed. Nothing is pending. You are exactly where the night opens. I breathe in starlight. I breathe out space. Begin by letting your attention settle downward, to the circle that holds you. The stone is clear the way deep water is clear, substance without color, strength without edge. Its surface has the soft cool of night's first breeze. Through it, the sky is visible as if you were standing on a shallow layer of glass above the stars. Faint lines, old seams, ancient threads, wander inside the stone like memories that have learned to rest. Invite one gentle breath, in through the nose as the chest opens, out through the mouth as the weight descends pleasantly into the floor. You may notice how the body negotiates the ground. Soles spread. Toes loosen from their little habits of holding. Ankles uncoil, knees allow, hips widen by a fraction no one can see but you can feel. The stone does not demand alignment, it offers it. Weight finds a home in the simplest geometry, down. Each exhale writes that word a little deeper. Each inhale lifts just enough to make space for the next settling. There is a hum here that seems to begin in the floor and continue through you. It is not loud, it is consistent, like the distant ocean that does not stop to explain itself. When attention rests on that hum, time loses its sharp corners. The mind may still produce thoughts, but they arise like small birds in a huge sky, seen, welcome, then let free to choose their direction. The stone approves. It has known many feet, many stories, and it knows how all of them end, in quiet. Take another slow breath. Let the inhale arrive as coolness behind the nose and along the throat. Let the exhale flow longer, like breath tracing a smooth circle on the inside of the ribs. Through the stone, constellations appear slightly softened, as if seen through calm water. Stars pulse with a light too gentle to be called bright. When you look without naming, patterns introduce themselves. A subtle curve recalls the shoulder of someone who once stood near you in silence. A right angle suggests a page you turn carefully at night. A small triangle feels like the corner of a blanket, lifted and tucked. These are not commands to remember, they are permissions to feel that remembering is safe and optional. If you wish, let attention travel to the back of the body, the broad places we ignore when the day is busy. The back of the head, where thoughts come to rest when they are done. The back of the neck, which has been holding up the world and is now invited to do less. Shoulder blades like silent doors, easing open on their hinges. The length of the spine, a quiet river. The low back, that patient shelf, warmed by the simple fact of being supported. Support that asks for nothing in return is a rare language. The stone speaks it without words. Welcome a soft breath, in as if brushing starlight, out as if setting a small pebble down exactly where it belongs. As you attend to the floor, the chamber widens without moving. The circle becomes a horizon, the horizon becomes an understanding. You are not on top of the universe, you are within it, pressed kindly between sky above and sky below. The transparent stone is a bridge and a cradle. It holds you steady while the constellations take their slow, thoughtful steps. Somewhere far up, a glass-like tone rings, then folds itself into silence again, as if to say, continue. You may notice that when the body trusts the ground, the breath grows curious. Inhale wanders into side ribs that rarely receive visitors. Exhale discovers that it can lengthen without effort, as if following an agreed path. The heart hears the hum and experiments with a smaller ripple. There is room now for very small things to be important, a millimeter of relaxation in the jaw, a tiny widening at the base of the skull, the exact temperature of the air on the upper lip. Attention, freed from urgency, becomes precise and kind. Let another breath arrive. Pause a heartbeat at the top, not holding, just noticing the roundness of fullness. Then release, a little slower than before, and feel the feet learn a new, easier grammar of standing. The stone underfoot contains a secret that is not hidden, nothing is pushing you down. Gravity is not a pressure but a welcome. You are invited to let yourself be carried. If the mind protests, the floor does not argue, it simply keeps existing, cool, patient, exact, until argument grows bored and wanders off. In this patience, confidence rises like a tide. You do not have to be alert. You are allowed to be present and soft at the same time. Somewhere within the clear mass of stone, tiny crystalline flecks catch the white of stars and return it in miniature. For a moment, it looks like the night has grown small copies of itself beneath your feet. You may feel a quiet smile begin without a reason. Reasons are for daylight. Here, recognition is enough. The world is gently repeating itself. You are in harmony with the echo. Invite one more unhurried breath, and like a door opening on silent hinges, out like the same door closing without a latch. With each cycle, boundaries thin. The difference between underfoot and within blurs. You are still here, safely, sweetly, but here has become larger than the body's outline. The circle of stone is a simple miracle, solid, clear, supportive, and absolutely at peace with your weight. You can rest your attention on it as one rests a hand on a trusted shoulder. The universe receives that touch and answers by steadying you a little more. If the eyes wish to grow heavy, let them. If they prefer to stay half open, let them. Either way, The floor will keep being a floor, the stars will keep being stars, and your breath will keep finding you, again and again, like a familiar path in dusk. You are learning the gentle fact that nothing urgent is needed for rest, only permission is needed, and permission was granted before you asked. I am held. I am light. Begin by noticing the simplest motion you carry, breath entering, breath leaving. It arrives like a thin stream of coolness behind the nose and along the throat. It leaves like a soft tide returning to a quiet shore. Here, in the chamber that holds you without walls, breath is more than air. Each inhale gathers a pale glow, each exhale releases it as a star. Invite one slow breath, in through the nose, the chest widening, out through the mouth, the weight easing downward and outward. A point of light forms where your hands might rest if they were folded across the chest. It is not hot or harsh, it is a seed of brightness the size of a pearl. With the next inhale, that seed brightens a fraction, as though the sky has noticed you're drawing in and answers with a gentle yes. With the exhale, the brightness softens and spreads a little, traveling through the ribs like spilled milk light. Nothing to push. Nothing to hold. The body understands diffusion. You may feel the collarbones float a millimeter at the top of each breath, a subtle lift that doesn't ask for effort. The back of the ribs responds too, finding space where busier hours forget to look. The diaphragm, that quiet umbrella, moves without needing management. All of this motion is Starlight's favorite corridor, easy, rhythmic, kind. Welcome another gentle breath. Allow the inhale to meet the tip of the nose with cool silver. Allow the exhale to descend longer, like a ribbon settling onto stone. Above you, constellations learn your rhythm. Their soft pulses begin to align, not strictly, not like marching, but like fireflies agreeing on slowness. A faint aurora answers each exhale with a small deepening of color, then thins again as you inhale. The chamber is listening. The universe is listening. Not to judge, to accompany. You breathe, the sky nods, the sky pulses, your chest replies. Conversation without words is older than time. If attention wishes, let it explore the path of light inside you. Inhale, and the pearl at the sternum brightens, then sends thin streams toward the shoulders and down the arms, all the way to the wrists and palms. Exhale, and those streams return, not withdrawing but blending back into a quiet glow that feels like home. Inhale again, and the glow travels downward, through the soft belly, along the hips, into the legs, until even the soles feel a faint, pleasant hum. Exhale, and the floor receives everything kindly, as if the world is a bowl and your breath is light poured back into it. You may notice how thought changes here. Sentences loosen, edges round off. A memory approaches from far away, softened by distance, and when it arrives it is only a feeling, the warmth of a hand, the smell of a night window, the hush before a promise. The light within does not insist on pictures, it prefers texture, weight becoming buoyancy, tightness becoming shape, shape becoming space. Invite a breath with a small pause at the top. Not holding, just noticing fullness. Then let the exhale fall a little longer than habit, so the shoulders learn a new idea of down. High above, a single star brightens an answer. It is the one that first pulsed with the heart. Now it mirrors your breathing, brightens as you inhale, softens as you exhale. The synchronization is not perfect, it is gentle, and because it is gentle, it feels true. The line between chest and sky thins. You are not drawing light in from far away. You are meeting light that was already partly you. If eyes are closed, the inner indigo becomes roomier, a sky behind the forehead. If eyes are open, lids may grow heavier without collapsing. The jaw discovers that teeth do not need to supervise anything. The tongue rests wide, a quiet shoreline. At the base of the skull, a delicate hinge releases by a few grains of sand. These are the scales of transformation, not spectacle, but precise kindness repeating. Welcome another soft breath. Inhale like a window opening to cool night. Exhale like the curtain settling without a sound. Now the pearl bright glow at the sternum begins to expand with each inhale into a thin, luminous veil. It drifts outward until it meets the chamber's circular edge. Then, because there are no walls, it keeps going, as though breath is drawing tracing paper across the stars. With each exhale, the veil does not retreat. It thickens into a white that is almost silence. You are teaching the sky your tempo. The sky is teaching you its patience. Between these two teachings, rest grows. The hum that lives under sound widens. It is not louder, it becomes everywhere at once, the way darkness is everywhere at once when a candle goes out. A single, glass-like tone appears, circles the chamber as if touching points on a compass, and fades. In its wake, the idea of boundaries feels ceremonial, useful for daylight, optional here. Invite one more unhurried breath in. Imagine every star taking one small inward step. Out. Imagine the universe sighing in relief. As the veil of light spreads, constellations recompose themselves into softer meanings. A ribbon of stars forms a cradle shape, then becomes the curve of a listening ear, then simply a path without a destination. The inhale is the path arriving, the exhale is the path continuing on without needing you to follow. You are both the path and the witness. You are both the starlight and the breath that carries it. If there is any effort left, around the eyes, the temples, the back of the tongue, let it become curiosity instead. What happens if nothing is corrected? What happens if the body is allowed to be right as it is? The answer arrives as sensation, not argument, warmth where there was cool, space where there was structure, softness where there was naming. Let the next breath come and go as it pleases. Somewhere, a heartbeat star keeps you company. Somewhere, aurora writes its slow sentence across the night and then erases it with grace. The chamber endures as permission, not container. And breath, faithful and simple, continues its old work under a new name. I breathe in starlight. I breathe out rest. Begin with the quiet sky above you, patient and near. The stars hover as points, then as suggestions, then as something you almost recognize. Not portraits, not photographs, more like the way steam on a window remembers a fingertip. Curves join, drift apart, and join again until a shape arrives that feels like a face you once loved, or a face you met for a moment and never forgot. Nothing is complete. Nothing needs to be. Invite one slow breath, in through the nose, cool and simple, out through the mouth, shoulders sliding a little farther down the slope of ease. As you rest, constellations practice tenderness. A short arc becomes a brow, two pearls of light offer the idea of eyes, a faint smear of silver suggests a cheek. The face looks toward you without weight or question. It is not asking you to respond. It is practicing the art of being seen gently. You may notice warmth in the throat, or a soft widening at the base of the skull, as if the body receives the gaze and replies with permission. Yes, you may look. Yes, you may pass. Welcome another easy breath. Inhale arrives like a small light being lifted. Exhale returns like that light dissolving into the room. Other faces arrive, each one made of stars that refuse to hurry. One is almost your own, not a mirror but a memory of how your features feel from the inside. The slope of the nose is a line of faint dust, the mouth a crescent of quiet, the chin a patient point of light. Another face belongs to someone who taught you kindness by example, even if their teaching took years to bloom. Another is no one and everyone, just an expression of rest, made of dots that know how to pause. Above and around, the faint aurora breathes. With each exhale, it deepens into indigo green. With each inhale, it thins to a veil that lets more stars through. The low hum finds your ribs and makes a place for them to settle. Thought slows until it behaves like weather, forming, misting, clearing, in patterns that don't require you to understand them. Invite a breath with a gentle pause at the top, no strain, only noticing fullness, and let the exhale lengthen as if the floor were quietly asking for more of your weight. A cluster to your left rearranges into a sideways smile you once saw from across a room. Another cluster becomes the small tension at the corner of an eye just before tears, then releases back into neutral starlight as if to say, nothing to fix now. A fine line forms the ghost of a hand where a cheek would be, but when you look directly at it, the hand returns to powder and drift. These are not demands to remember, they are opportunities to notice that remembering can be soft. If the mind tries to make a story, let it, then let it fade. Narratives are useful in daylight. Here, texture is enough. The texture of being seen without being evaluated. The texture of offering your own face to the night and realizing that the night has always known it, by outline, by warmth, by the quiet signature of your breathing. Welcome another slow breath, in like the sky opening a fraction, out like the sky closing that same fraction, leaving you exactly held. The brightest of the nearby stars resumes its heartbeat pace, not exactly synchronized with yours, just close enough to feel companionable. When your chest rises, its glow thickens. When your chest falls, its light becomes a whisper. Between the two, there is a moment that feels like eye contact, not the human kind, but the meeting of attention with a field. You notice that the more you soften, the clearer the faces become, and the less they need to be faces at all. The universe is learning your ease and reflecting it back. If eyes are closed, scenes form behind the lids, not images, but arrangements of density and glow that suggest expressions without pinning them down. If eyes are open, the chamber's circle anchors the world while the world grows wide. You might feel the back of the tongue melt toward the floor of the mouth. You might feel the chest get broader inside. You might feel nothing at all except time forgetting to be sharp. All of these are correct. Invite one more unhurried breath. In, let starlight gather along the collarbones. Out, let it slide down the arms and into the hands, where it leaves as warmth. A constellation ahead performs a slow kindness. It forms the line of a forehead and the slope of a nose you associate with someone you miss, and then, before the ache can lift, those lines become a cradle, and the cradle becomes a crescent moon, and the crescent becomes a simple path between two stars. What is personal becomes elemental, and the ache has nowhere to live. Not because you pushed it away, but because the night has offered it room to become light. Another face arrives that could be the universe itself, if the universe could make an expression, an arc of patience, 2 points of attention, a downward curve of serenity. It looks at you the way shoreline looks at tide, familiar, unsurprised, welcoming change. In that gaze, your body learns something thousands of years old: to be seen without performance is rest. Let the final breath of this part arrive and leave like a slow bell, round, steady, kind. The faces loosen. The dots unjoin. The sky remains, and so do you, wider than before. I am seen. I am safe. Begin by letting the circle under you become more than shape. It is orientation without enclosure, a horizon that knows how to hold you steady while refusing to block the view. There are no walls because nothing needs keeping out. There are no doors because nothing is waiting to be let in. The chamber exists the way trust exists, felt, not seen, present in how your body rests. Invite one unhurried breath, in through the nose like cool indigo, out through the mouth like a tide returning to a wider ocean. The transparent stone is a lens, not a boundary. Above is sky. Below is sky reflected, softened by depth. When you notice both at once, attention widens the way a pupil widens at dusk. The body understands this widening. Muscles along the back ease by a quiet degree. Ribs discover a fraction more space. The low belly loosens its small habits of guarding. You are not being asked to expand. Expansion happens to you, the way night happens to evening. You may notice the hum that lives beneath sound becoming the size of the room and then a little larger than the room. It does not grow louder, it includes more. The faint aurora at the edge of vision marks an almost invisible border that keeps moving farther away, like a kind horizon that refuses to trap you with lines. Your breath learns this from the light. Inhale finds more room than it expected. Exhale finds more welcome than it imagined. Welcome a soft breath. Let the inhale meet the chest without effort. Let the exhale slope longer, as if the floor were gently asking you to arrive all the way. In a place without walls, the mind tries briefly to map. It brings out its rulers and names, then realizes there is nothing to measure against. The realization is relief. The map closes. The ruler rests. Thought becomes weather again, forming, moving, clearing, unconcerned about right angles. The chamber teaches a vocabulary of trust. Here, edges are agreements, not fences. The line where your skin meets air is a handshake, not a border patrol. A single star brightens high above, answering your last breath with one slow pulse. Another glass-like tone circles the chamber and fades. These are not instructions, only companionship. You may feel the back of the tongue soften, the hinge of the jaw unhooked by a grain. The small muscles around the eyes grow less interested in making expressions. You are learning how to be seen by a space that does not require performance. Invite another gentle breath. In, collarbones float like small boats on a calm bay. Out, the boats settle and the bay gets wider. With walls absent, safety finds a new shape. It is not the safety of being hidden. It is the safety of being held in full view, where nothing presses and nothing crowds. The circle under you is a promise. Wherever you place your weight, there will be ground. The sky above you is another promise. Wherever your attention wanders, there will be room. Between promise and promise, the nervous system chooses the quieter option, and what was vigilant becomes curious. Look outward without reaching. The stars rearrange at their patient speed. A few connect into a long, tender arc that could be an embrace or a shoreline. Both are ways of meeting without grip. Another cluster opens like a door made of mist, not to lead anywhere, but to suggest that going and staying can feel the same when effort is gone. Far off, the aurora breathes a sentence you don't need to translate. Welcome a breath with a small pause at the top. Not holding, only noticing that fullness can exist without urgency. Let the exhale write the word rest along the length of the spine. The mind sometimes asks, without walls, what keeps me here? The answer arrives as sensation. The cool precision of stones saying yes to wait. The long, even hum agreeing with the heart's new pace. The steady, available sky offering attention without judgment. Orientation is not lost, it is returned to its simplest instruments, gravity, breath, light. The compass is inside the ribs. The map is the next exhale. If eyes are closed, the inner indigo grows vast without becoming empty. It is populated by texture, the grain of quiet, the shimmer of permission, the soft pressure of being welcomed. If eyes are open, the circular edge anchors the middle distance while the background keeps unfolding. You may notice that your outline, shoulders, arms, hands, feels both clear and less important. You belong by being present, not by making a shape. Invite one more slow breath, and like a field receiving warning, out like the same field receiving night. Somewhere behind you, the corridor you walk stays as a thin seam of light. It does not call you back. It simply bears witness to the path that brought you here, and shows you the gift it cannot give, a place that does not need doors. The chamber's lesson is not to erase edges forever, but to remind you that edges are movable, and that you can carry this wideness into smaller rooms later, like a window you keep open inside. The brightest star resumes its gentle heartbeat cadence. When it swells, your chest agrees. When it softens, your shoulders learn another degree of down. Between swell and soften, there is the smallest stillness, the size of a single grain of silver dust hanging in air. That is where your awareness sits now, quiet and awake to its own ease. Let the breath arrive and leave like a slow bell, round, steady, kind. The chamber without walls keeps holding you the way a coastline holds sea, by allowing it to be fully itself. I am open. I am held. Begin by letting the sky become a library of brightness. Not a place of pages and rules, but a quiet archive where each star is a note pinned to the night, and none of them need to be read in order. Memory here is not a command. It is a glow. It arrives when it wants to, and it leaves when it is finished being light. Invite one easy breath, and through the nose like a thin silver thread, out through the mouth as shoulders slide a degree lower. Beneath you, the transparent stone holds steady. Above you, constellations drift like lanterns on a dark lake. Between them, a veil of light gathers, so soft it is almost the idea of light. Inside that veil, impressions form without edges. A doorway you once paused at becomes a gentle rectangle of brightness. A laugh you love becomes a small ripple that passes through the ribs and out into the floor. A season you almost forgot returns as a temperature, cool on the cheeks, warm along the hands, and then dissolves again. Nothing asks to be fixed. Nothing asks to be named. Welcome another breath. Let the inhale widen the chest as if curtains open. Let the exhale settle longer, like those curtains coming to rest. Some memories arrive with weight and daylight. Here, they arrive kindly. A face that once ached to remember shows up as 4 or 5 dots, spaced wide, an invitation rather than an insistence. Their arrangement suggests care without telling you what to feel. You may notice a small loosening at the hinge of the jaw, a minute softening behind the eyes, the tongue resting wider as if it finally trusts the room. The cosmic hum agrees. It holds a long, even note that says, in the language under language, enough. If attention likes to travel, let it follow a thread of light from the sternum outward. On the inhale, the thread moves toward an old scene, just the mood of it, the way air tasted, the way floorboards sounded at night. On the exhale, the thread returns, not tugged, not snapped, simply coming home. The body learns the rhythm of visiting and returning without effort. Memory becomes a tide with perfect manners. Invite a breath with a gentle pause at the top, no holding, only noticing roundness, then let the exhale roll down the spine like a soft bell. High above, a cluster arranges itself into the curve of a window and the angle of a book. You remember not the words, but the posture of reading, the way time used to stretch when pages turned slowly. Another cluster suggests rain on a roof, and the roof becomes the shelter of a voice, and the voice becomes a feeling of being understood without needing to explain. The night does not demand detail. It asks for textures of safety, and then it provides them. If a sharper picture arrives, allow distance. See it through the veil, as if viewed under calm water. Notice how even a strong emotion loosens when it is witnessed by this much space. You are not pushing anything away, you are letting the chamber's wideness do what wideness does, turn edges into horizons. The brightest star keeps its heartbeat pace. Each soft pulse is permission to set one more thing down. Welcome a soft breath, and like cool starlight touching the collarbones, out like warmth leaving the palms. The aurora at the edge of vision deepens briefly, as if to underline a sentence you did not have to write. A glass-like tone travels around the circle and disappears into the hum again. You may feel, just for a moment, that the universe is taking notes, not of facts, but of how gently you are allowing things to be. And in being allowed, they change. A regret relaxes into a lesson. A loss becomes the shape of an open hand. A worry runs out of distance and sits down beside you like a quiet animal. If eyes are closed, the interior indigo brightens a fraction. If open, your gaze may soften until stars are more presence than point. Either way, the body keeps learning simplicity. The low belly unknots by a grain. The small muscles along the scalp give up a tiny project no one assigned. The back of the heart, if such a place can be named, feels like a window that can swing wider than anyone thought. Invite one more unhurried breath. Inhale as if you're lifting a lantern, exhale as if the lantern light moves outward on its own. Now the veil of light across the chamber begins to glow the way snow glows at midnight, quiet, complete, and kind. Within it, memory is not a slideshow, it is weather. It forms and clears without debate. You stand at the center of something patient, and patience is contagious. Your breath adopts the sky's tempo. Your attention adopts the stone's confidence. You are not empty, you are spacious. If there is anything left that wants to be held, hold it lightly, the way you would hold a moth cupped in two hands, safe, but free to go. The hum will carry it if you let it. The stars will make room for it if you need to keep it. In this library of brightness, nothing is overdue. Everything belongs by virtue of being seen gently. Let the breath arrive and leave like a slow bell, round, steady, kind. Memory keeps its light. You keep your rest. Both can exist at once. I let memory be light. I let myself be at ease. Begin by noticing the soft drum inside the chest. Not loud. Not urgent. A quiet drummer who keeps time for oceans. The chamber listens. The sky listens. Somewhere above, one bright star remembers your pace and answers with its own. Invite one slow breath, in through the nose, the chest widening like a calm wave, out through the mouth, shoulders dropping a quiet degree. Let attention rest where the heartbeat is clearest. Maybe at the sternum. Maybe low in the ribs. Maybe at the wrist where pulse meets skin. Wherever you find it, greet it as you would a friend who arrived early and set the room at ease. The beat is steady enough to be trusted and soft enough to be kind. High above, the heartbeat star swells on your inhale, then softens on your exhale. The timing is not exact, it is conversational. You offer breath, it offers light. You offer release, it offers dimming. Between swell and soften is a still point, the size of a grain of silver dust suspended in indigo. Rest there for half a moment, then let the beat continue without supervision. Welcome another breath. Inhale like cool light touching the collarbones. Exhale like warmth slipping through the palms into the floor. The hum beneath sound widens until it feels like the room's slow bloodstream. It moves through stone, through air, through the outline of your body, and everything it passes learns to do less. The jaw lets go of its last appointment. The eyes forget to narrate. The tongue rests wide and quiet. Even thoughts begin to take on the rhythm of the beat, arriving, nodding, leaving. Above, constellations lean in to listen. A faint aurora writes a soft curve across the night, then thins to nothing, then returns. With each cycle, the star and the chest grow a shade closer to each other's tempo, not forced, simply familiar. You can feel the heart become a lantern rather than a metronome. You can feel light become breath rather than sky. Invite a breath with a gentle pause at the top, no effort, only noticing roundness, and let the exhale lengthen as if the spine were a string unwinding. Imagine the heartbeat star sending a narrow path of light downward, not a beam, more a thread. It enters through the open night, passes the circle's edge, and touches the breastbone with a cool hello. On your inhale, it brightens along that thread. On your exhale, it spreads in a small radius through the ribs. The circle under you approves. The floor receives the extra weight as a kindness, not a burden. If attention wishes, trace the beat to other places. The space between shoulder blades, where the back breathes. The hollow at the base of the throat, where words go quiet before they are born. The small rooms behind the knees, often ignored and grateful to be included. Wherever the beat arrives, it brings a policy of ease, nothing to manage, nothing to fix, only permission to be rhythmic. Welcome another slow breath, and like drawing a soft circle inside the chest, out like that circle expanding by a fingertip. Thought may ask what this rhythm is for. The answer comes as sensation, safety, recognized from the inside. The nervous system hears the steady drum and chooses the calmer path. Plans loosen into possibilities. Worries lose their angles. The chamber without walls teaches a simple truth. What is steady can be soft. What is soft can be strong. A clear, glass-like tone rings once, touches four invisible corners of the circle, and dissolves into the hum. For a half-breath, The star brightens a little more, like a smile you can feel but do not have to hold. Then it settles. Your heart answers by unwrapping another narrow band of tightness you didn't know was there. Space arrives where structure used to be. Invite one unhurried breath. Inhale gently to the back ribs. Exhale down the length of the spine into the floor. Let the beat travel downward. Past the belly, into the hips, into the legs, until even the soles feel a quiet thrum. The stone underfoot echoes that thrum back, and a loop completes, heart star floor heart. You are being played by a kindness older than clocks. You don't have to keep time. Time keeps you. If eyes are closed, the inner indigo brightens by a whisper. If eyes are open, the star may blur until it becomes presence rather than point. Either way, the body learns a smaller motion, less lift at the top of the breath, more length at the bottom, and the mind learns a smaller task, less deciding, more allowing. Welcome one more breath. In, let the star take one small inward step. Out, let the universe take one long, relieved sigh. Now the heartbeat star no longer leads or follows. It accompanies. Your pace is its pace, its glow is your glow. The aurora returns as a faint veil, not to impress but to talk. The hum becomes almost the same as silence. The circle beneath you is absolute in its support. Between one beat and the next, the thought appears that you are not separate from the rhythm you hear. It is not arriving from outside. It is being noticed where it always was. Let the breath arrive and leave like a slow bell, round, steady, kind. The star keeps time. You keep rest. They are the same motion described two ways. My heart rests in starlight. The star rests in me. Time loosens like a knot taut by patient fingers. The constellations take long, thoughtful steps across the indigo, not forward or back, but sideways, into a tempo that cares more about ease than count. Your body understands. Shoulders descend a quiet notch. The jaw unhooks by a grain. The breath hears the lesson and follows. Invite one slow breath, in through the nose like cool silver, out through the mouth like a tide that already knows the shore. Clocks belong elsewhere. Here, each pulse of the heartbeat star is a small permission. With every inhale, the sky makes room. With every exhale, your outline chooses softness over sharpness. You might notice how thoughts, which used to sprint, now stroll, how plans become options, how options become air. Welcome another gentle breath. Let the inhale widen the side ribs, let the exhale lengthen until the floor receives more of you. The chamber without walls moves while staying still. Aurora writes a sentence, erases it, and leaves the meaning behind. Through the transparent stone, the reflection of stars lags by a breath, like the way a smile lingers after the joke is gone. This is the slow rearrangement, not erasing, not adding, reordering weight so that effort falls to the bottom and rest rises to the surface. Invite one more unhurried breath, and notice the pause between full and empty, a small landing where nothing is required. Time, newly organized, carries you like a river carries a leaf. You do not push the current, you participate in it. The hum beneath sound is the river's tone. The chest, the throat, the back body, each place learns the river's grammar, flow, receive, continue. I move at the speed of ease. Time moves with me. Let listening grow wider than ears. The chamber hum is a low horizon of sound. The aurora adds a faint, glass like thread, the stars contribute a silence so complete it counts as music. Listening here is not hunting for noise, it is noticing presence. Invite one soft breath, and like a window opening tonight, out like curtains settling without a sound. Place attention just above the palate, where the mouth roof meets the quiet behind the nose. The breath brushes this place like a bow over a string. You may feel the chest answer with a softer lift. You may feel the back ribs widen as if surprised by space. The sky answers, not louder, but closer, the way a distant shore becomes more detailed as you drift toward it. Welcome another easy breath. Allow the inhale to touch the base of the skull. Allow the exhale to slope down the spine. Listening opens rooms inside rooms. You hear the steady drum of the heart without trying. You hear the small weather of the body, a swallow, a settling, a subtle release along the jaw. Above, a star brightens once, then lets the glow fade like a shared nod. This is conversation without words. You attend, the universe attends back. Invite one unhurried breath with a tiny pause at the top. Not holding, just noticing the roundness of fullness. In deep listening, effort goes transparent. You do nothing, and somehow everything adjusts by a millimeter toward comfort. The floor approves. The breath continues its careful work. You are not only hearing, you are being heard. I listen. I am listened to. Begin with the idea that attention is mutual. You look into the sky and find the exact sensation of the sky looking into you, not judging, not measuring, simply meeting. The chamber allows this without walls. The circle holds you as introduction rather than armor. Invite one slow breath, in as cool starlight touches the collarbones, out as warmth leaves the palms. A bright star resonates its heartbeat pace, and for a moment the timing matches so well it feels like shared breath. The feeling is not spotlight but shoreline, you at the edge of a vast kindness, recognized by it. Muscles that perform for the world decide they can rest. The brow broadens inside. The back of the tongue sets down its quiet vigilance. Welcome another gentle breath. Inhale like lifting a lantern, exhale like setting it on a smooth stone. Being seen this way changes the temperature of thought. Worries lose their angles, plans stop rehearsing their lines. The universe's gaze is spacious enough to hold all versions of you and small enough to notice the exact shape of tonight. Through the transparent stone, a reflection of that gaze returns from below, doubling the welcome. Invite one more unhurried breath and rest for a heartbeat at the still point between swell and soften. You discover that you do not become smaller when the universe pays attention, you become accurate. What is not you falls away. What is you become simple, breath, gravity, light, pulse. The sky is not above, it is with. You are not under examination, you are in relation. I am met by the universe. Meeting, I rest. Let gravity reintroduce itself, not as pressure, but as welcome. The floor does not push you down, it agrees to carry you. The body hears this agreement and sets down what it borrowed from the day, a shoulder's extra inch, a jaw's small guard, a thought's last loop. Invite one slow breath, in through the nose like cool indigo, out through the mouth like a tide returning willingly. Feel the weight distribute with intelligence. Back of the head heavy and kind. Shoulder blades widening like doors left ajar. Low back warmed by support. Hips broad. Thighs unbraced. Calves easing. Saul's receiving. Each place that yields teaches the next how to follow. Welcome another easy breath. Inhale to the side ribs. Exhale down the length of the spine into the circle of stone. The heartbeat star keeps time, but time now feels like a soft slope. You are not pulled, you are guided. Even the breath adopts the slope's grammar, less lift at the top, more length at the bottom. The hum beneath sound becomes almost indistinguishable from silence, silence with a pulse. Invite one more unhurried breath with a tiny pause at the bottom, just enough to taste stillness. Rest gathers like weather. Not sudden. Certain. The chamber without walls proves that safety does not require hiding. The circle promises ground. The sky promises room. Between them, your nervous system chooses ease over alertness, curiosity over control. Gravity completes its offer. I am carried. I am allowed. A pale brightness begins at the center and widens, the way milk turns tea to another color from the inside. Not glare, glow. It collects along the circular edge, climbs the air like breath made visible, and softens the sharpness of stars without dimming their presence. Invite one slow breath, in as if you're lifting the glow, out as if you're letting it drape over everything. The veil gathers thickness with each exhale and gains translucence with each inhale. Inside it, details stay, but their edges become kind. The transparent stone reflects the glow upward, so you are held between two luminous surfaces, sky and sky again. The aurora writes its faint cursive across the brightness, more suggestion than script. Welcome another gentle breath. Allow the inhale to reach behind the heart, allow the exhale to lengthen into the floor. In this white, emotions translate into textures. Ache becomes warmth. Restlessness becomes space. Thought becomes quiet structure, beams of attention holding up a roof of ease. Far above, a glass-like tone travels once around the circle and dissolves into the hum. The heartbeat star no longer needs to stand out, it rests inside the general light like a candle inside dawn. Invite one more unhurried breath and feel the distinction between inside and outside softened by a shade. The glow does not erase, it includes. You remain yourself, precisely outlined by permission rather than tension. The chamber, the stone, the sky, each participates in the same project, making room. I am surrounded by light. Light is gentle around me. Let attention settle at the threshold where inhale becomes exhale. Not a cliff, more a doorway with no hinges. You step through simply by allowing the next breath to finish and the new one to begin. Invite one easy breath, in like a small tide arriving, out like the same tide returning. Between breaths, weight becomes buoyancy. The body does not leave the floor, yet it feels slightly unfastened, as if threads of effort have been snipped one by one. The chest rises and falls with small emotions. The ribs move like reeds in shallow water. The mind notices and approves without commentary. Welcome another soft breath. Inhale brushes cool along the nose. Exhale drifts longer, shoulders sliding a degree lower. Floating is not leaving. It is being completely held while doing nothing extra. The heartbeat star pulses from within the glow, more companion than landmark now. Aurora thins to a whisper, then returns, like a blanket adjusted by an invisible hand. The hum is everywhere at once. Invite one more unhurried breath with a tiny pause at the top and bottom. Not holding, just greeting the doorways. As you float between breaths, separation thins, breath and light, sky and self, inside and out. You are not trying to sleep, sleep is arriving the way dusk arrives, by degrees, with patience. The chamber remains permission. The circle remains ground. You remain present and lighter than before. I float. I am safely held between breaths.